Okay, so I'm gonna go back and check at this. So get things rolling. So you said that you're a YouTube producer,
Yeah.
basically.
DJ too.
It, wait, you learn how to DJ through YouTube as well?
Yeah. I
It-
didn't know anybody that was a DJ, so I had to learn on YouTube.
oh wow.
And
And
I picked up things from friends along the way, like,
mhm.
and I've learned a lot through the years by watching other DJs. I still learn today. Watch like last night, I watched DJ perform. I watched 4B perform, and I'm like, okay, I see what he does here. See
Mhm.
how he has cue points saved up in certain spots. He knows these songs are gonna work. Like, you still learn all the time.
So that's very interesting that you say that because it's gonna lead out to the part where we met for the first time. We met through Kevin
Right.
and Chavallo through one of your shows that was in over there in Miramar, was it, or somewhere around
Oh,
there?
and bro, but we met before that.
We met
But
before that, right?
yeah, we met at your apartment because that was the same day I met Chavallo.
Right.
And then yeah, you came to my show in Pembroke Pines.
Where did you met Kevin in all this?
Bro, I've known Kevin since I was like in 10th grade.
Oh
We played
shit!
we played
Oh, but baseball together.
baseball together for like a summer
Mm-hmm.
or two summers, and then I played against him a couple times in high school. And then I had no idea Kevin was like in the music industry at all until
Oh,
that day. My boy Black Jesus had come down one weekend, like 3 years ago or something, to visit. And he's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to my boy Stark's house." And I'm like, "Sure, let's go." Like, I already knew who he was, but I've never met him. So I met him, and then he's like, "Oh, we're gonna go see my boy Chavallo too." And he lives in Hialeah. I'm like, "What?" So I knew who Chavallo was because of the Crack remix.
right.
So I was like, "All right, dope." And then I think after that, we went to your place like the next day too, or something like that. Kevin
Yeah.
was at Stark's house, and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, what is this? Like, how do you guys even know each other?" And he's like, he said that he has like been in music and doing things, and I'm like, "Well, that's dope." But like, he didn't like ask to work with me or anything at the beginning. Like, I feel like I wasn't like at a level to where somebody would want to work with me yet.
I'm surprised that you didn't know that Kevin was inside the EDM scene. In all
I
those
hadn't
years that you
seen him
were.
in a long time,
Ah,
so I
got
didn't
you.
know. I didn't see him since high school.
Wow. So what a coincidence how it all circles
Crazy.
back down, man.
Crazy.
That's pretty cool. Shout out to the motherfucker, man, Kamo. He better watch this fucking episode. He better promote this episode because yeah.
Oh, we definitely will.
Yeah, you let
People
him.
love when people like, surprisingly, like, I love podcasts. So this to me is like, I loved it. But other people are always like interested to hear what we have to say, and I'm always surprised by that.
I mean, that's what I try to do for this podcast show. Like I try to just have conversations with people and let them share their experience in the industry and how they come up, what are they trying to accomplish, because
Right.
obviously there's two faces to every person. There's the face that everybody sees you in the DJ stage, and then there's the real you, the one behind
Right.
that,
Right.
and I'm trying to let help artists and fans alike and up and comers have that connection, have that bridge to see like I could connect with you in certain level.
Yeah. When I like an artist's music or something, and then I watch them talk on a podcast, most of the time it makes me like them more because I get to know their personality. Or when I watch yours, most of the people that you've had on, I didn't know them. I don't know them personally,
Mhm.
but like the video, like the one that you did with Lucho,
Yeah.
like I didn't know anything about him, and I watched it and I'm like, "Oh, this is a cool dude."
No, but like me and Lucho, we have history together, man. Good history.
Yeah, no.
Nothing bad, man. I mean, everything has been said and done right there in the episode, And that's another thing. Like that's a thing that I want people to know about. Look at their true faces. Like this is their truest phones. Like because I hear people, say otherwise about certain artists without even knowing them.
Right.
Basically judging them, judging its cover before they're reading their book.
Yeah, most of the time they don't even know them personally.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're dropping F-bombs at that. It's like, oh, it's because
Yeah,
of so and so. Fuck that guy. And I'm like, but why fuck that guy? Like, what did he do? Like, did he do something publicly bad that you gotta say fuck
right.
that guy? Like, unless it's, at that sick level shit
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
base
Of course.
nectar.
Yeah, bro.
Other than
Oh,
that,
that shit's disgusting, man.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It's incredible how many people still follow these certain artists when they do these stupid shit,
yeah. I mean, I feel like it hasn't really happened to any artist that I love. Like, I didn't care about Bass Nectar at all. I didn't care about Excision. I mean, I'm not
Not
Excision. My
Session.
bad.
No, 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 no,
Erase
no.
that. Erase
No,
that.
no, not Jeff, please,
Oh,
not Jeff.
no, hell no.
The ads crew, the fans, they'll hunt you down.
Yeah.
Oh my
who
God,
is
they're
it,
brutal.
No, I've heard really good things about Excision.
No, Jeff is a great person, man.
Who's a dubstep guy?
That's sick.
That's sick. Like, I didn't care at all about him, but what's crazy is like after all that happened, I went to Ultra and I saw a dude wearing his shirt, like that sick shirt, and I'm like, how do you not know what happened if you have his shirt?
How do people still listen to their music still to this day? Like it's very it's like the same. I'm not trying to do comparisons, but it's the same conundrum as as people still listen to an R. Kelly song. Like
Yeah.
we
For some
all
reason, it's like different for me for R. Kelly too, but it's like I wouldn't choose to. I mean, I don't listen to him either.
I mean, I've grew up listening to every single music. I mean, I was a no format DJ before I became an EDM DJ or
Yeah.
producer. So I won't call it the luxury, but I had the luxury to listen to all sorts of music from different genres. And can you actually split that? Like, can you defer like this guy from his actions versus his music? Like
Michael Jackson.
See,
I play Michael Jackson songs all the time.
And the thing about Michael Jackson and why I didn't choose to use him as an example is based on everything. It's all allegedly. Like nothing has
I don't
been.
know that much about it at all.
I know a whole lot more about it, especially seeing the documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
It looks weird. Like like granted, something was up with him, something. But
of course,
there's no evidence. There's no everything everything was word of mouth. Nothing has been concrete or caught in the scene or any of that stuff. Like, granted, I would not be a parent and let my kid go spend a day with some adult, even if that adult is an iconic superstar. Like, hell no.
That's weird.
That's weird as fuck. However, I can't say that he actually did it because it's not like, again, we have to rely on the justice system. It's you're innocent until proven guilty. That's the whole conundrum. He was not found guilty.
Right.
So we gotta let by that. And everything that's been said is allegedly. And that's why I didn't use that. However, I can definitely vouch for all that sick shit that he has done and he's being accused of. I can vouch for those. And it's because I have people in the industry that has toured with him and has told me these certain stories. Like, yeah, I can see him doing that. Like, it matches up with some of the shit that he has done. So that's why I believe on that sake more. Like, and I can listen to his music. Like, I literally can. I had a That Sick shirt, like his own record label. That, by the way, his own record label dropped him. Which is kind of wild for you, the owner of a record label, and they drop you out.
Right? Didn't that kind of happen? That happened to somebody, like not a Steve Jobs or somebody. Somebody I watched that happened to them, like
just recently.
Nah, bro, I saw it like in a movie, like an owner. It was either Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, or somebody like that.
That you created something, and all of a sudden they drop you.
Yeah,
and you're like, you're the owner. Like, what? How the fuck are you chopping me? It's some wild shit, But and I used to have I used to have his shirts and the label shirt, and I had to give that away because I was like,
you gotta throw that away.
Like, yeah, no, like I will look myself as a hypocrite if I'm wearing one of his shirts, knowing the fact I know what he did.
Right.
And same goes with the bass nectar and his grooming shit, bro. Like
Bro, people have tattoos of him.
people had tattoos of that sick. People had tattoos of all these certain artists.
That sucks, bro.
Bro, I just don't know how can you not separate. Why would you separate their music with their shit that they do?
I think I was asking this to somebody before. I was saying that like, nowadays people hold artists like obviously that to that standard. You gotta hold it to them. Like you can't be around here like doing fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been like such little things now that people are holding artists up to this standards. Like they got to be such a perfect person. And like when in history have artists been perfect people? Like they don't care about everything. And he said to me, like, it's because there's so many artists now, like they're just replaceable. Back then, there was only one Michael. I mean, there still is only one Michael Jackson, but not everybody was able to get a record deal and get their music out.
Mm.
Today, anybody could do that. So you could just erase an artist and listen to everybody else.
It's a weird time, man, because like, especially this type of times, because we never thought about this before the Trump era.
Right.
In today's world, you can't say shit. You can't say a word now without knowing that, well, the fear knowing that somebody's gonna try to cancel you.
Yeah, that's why for the most part I just don't care. Like, I'm not gonna live my life for those people that want to like critique me on everything I do.
Yeah, that's why I live my life with this podcast.
And there's
be truthful.
I do think there's certain things that you could just choose to hold back on and not talk about publicly, and it's pretty easy to do.
It is easy, but sometimes people choose not to. People, they just want to get into the fire. They want to add more fuel to the fire, and then they keep digging they keep doubling down.
Yeah, and then that becomes like their whole brand.
And before you know it, you got those Jake Pauls, those Logan Pauls. You know,
what do you mean? That they're always doing like controversial things.
That they do the most sketchiest and wildest things and say the most gnarliest things, and they get rewarded for doing stupid shit.
You gotta know that they're doing it on purpose.
Absolutely. It's a nice marketing scheme because obviously this is what gets people the attention. Like for fuck's sake.
It's like Carnage.
Huh?
It's like Carnage. Every time he drops a song, he's like, "This is the best song
ever."
Like, he just dropped a song today. He's like, "This is gonna change house music forever." Like he's doing it. Just it gets to the point where it's like, damn, I gotta hear this song now. I mean, to me, he is like, I respect the guy a lot because no matter what, like, it takes a lot to get to where he got. Like, you could have somebody making like music for you the whole way, and I feel like you know this. Like, the music isn't what gets you there. Like, not like just the music. There's so much other things that have to go into it.
It's a whole process, bro. He's the very definition of building a pop star, you know, or not a pop star, a rock star.
No,
or
he's a
star.
He's a brand.
Bro. Yeah, he's a brand. He's a brand.
He's like his whole, I don't know, it's a persona.
A-Suck, yeah. His whole thing is a brand, you know, and I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy to have something like that. And kudos for maintaining where he is. You know, that shit is never gonna go away anytime soon, fortunately.
No.
But I'm gonna go now, circle back to that part that you and me we said ourselves like we need to discuss this, you know.
So you mean like the shows that I did?
Yeah.
So I had played when I got back to Miami. I like, just like anybody else, I thought like I gotta play shows. Like, this is gonna get me where I want to go, which was not the case. I played some shows and they were shit. I'd come and I wouldn't get paid, and I brought more people than anybody else for a shit set time. And then the last time that it happened to me, I was like, all right, I'm not letting this happen to me again. Like, I'm just gonna do my own show once a year. And I did the first one, and I made more money than I've ever made DJing, and I got to do everything myself. Get any artist I want. All my artists were paid. based off of their own ticket sales. So I didn't make any money off them. All the ticket sales that they had with their link, they kept all the money. So like the amount they can make was unlimited.
Really?
Unless we reach capacity. Yeah. And all the money I made was from my ticket sales. Or like, well, each artist has a link, and my link is just like the regular link. So they all get the money from their links, and then everything else is like my sales. And I loved it. Like the first time, like I had control of everything. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it again next year. I did it again next year, and I doubled it. Then in 2020, it was supposed 2020 or 2021. No, yeah, 2021 was supposed, or yeah, it was supposed to be the third one, but COVID happened, and um, I just didn't want to do a show. I want to do it again, like when I have no restrictions. Like I'll play a show here and there if I get a good booking, but for me to do my own again, I want to do it when I have like no restrictions. Nobody thinking like, oh, should I go or not?
That's very interesting, because one of my questions here that I got is what are your thoughts in the Miami scene that's currently happening right now?
Because of COVID, or
yeah, right now for all it's COVID, we still got COVID. COVID ain't going nowhere for any time soon. What are your thoughts that's happening right now in the scene? Like, what are the things that you're seeing right now? What are the different things? What are the good things or the bad things? Like, what are your thoughts overall? You think it's a good idea to have them open now?
Yeah. I'm seeing, I'm gonna get to that, but I'm seeing going out got taken away from everyone. And it seemed like it was such like we took it for granted. We never thought it'd be taken away. And it seemed like bro, it's hard to get people to go to shows. Like you gotta really work. And now I feel like ever since it was taken away, people don't take it for granted anymore, and everything is getting like a good turnout from what I've seen. As far as COVID, I don't know. I just don't feel like I look at other numbers from other states that are not open, and they have worse numbers than us. And even if they had the same as us, like we get to work and those businesses get to stay open, and they don't. So they're basically killing two things at once if they're not open.
So do you still think that it's safe and or okay to party in these times? Like I get that there's certain places that this should have people in it, and have these businesses allowed. But I mean, should we be celebrating and be out there, knowing that any given time this person can shut down the entire space, the club or whatever, because somebody had it and they spread it all around? Like, do you think if you feel safe about that? Like,
no. No, and I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, you gotta weigh out the pros and cons, and you're not gonna go to a club and see your grandmother the next day. That's for sure.
Well, that's for sure.
So like, can't be doing all that.
That'll be wild for you to do that, bro. But
yeah, bro, I don't have a good answer for it, to be honest.
I mean,
I just get opportunities. The times that I've gone, it was opportunities that it was like, bro, like I got to do it.
And you think that it's actually okay, even if you got the opportunity to play a certain huge club and they say they're willing to pay you, you still willing to go there?
I did it already.
With 4B or with a previous one? You had a previous show previously, right?
I had one last weekend also.
Okay, that was in Treehouse?
No, it was in a warehouse in Little Haiti, like this venue that they have there.
Oh, we're going underground raving now, huh?
Not really. Like it's a warehouse, but like it's not like something that's illegal. It was legal.
Okay.
Like everything required like temperature checks and all that. But at the end of the day, you can't like have people, if people are drinking, they're taking it off, the mask.
That's inevitable.
Right. But yeah, I had that like last weekend. And before that, I did a show at 1-800-Lucky with Carnage on Halloween.
Wait.
That was the first time I went, huh?
Wait. You went to a Halloween show on Carnage?
No, I know. Yeah, no, I that was super last minute. Carnage had a show at 1-800 Lucky with
Oh,
like
okay.
canvas. Like it wasn't like I didn't get paid or anything. It was just like super last minute. They hit me up like, "Hey, do you want to play on this? We need somebody." I'm like, "Say less. I'm going."
Say less.
And that was the first time I had gone out in a year.
When was this?
In Halloween of 2020.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then this weekend was like. Other than that, I went out once to like a Henry Fong and Mac J club night in Fort Lauderdale, and then these gigs that I've had this week, and that's it.
That's very interesting, man. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Like I talked to some of the promoters like Lucho and the EON network people, and like obviously it's good for them to have business running, and I have nothing against business running on a smooth capacity, but there's certain things that still worries me to this day because, like, again, this is a virus that any given time anybody could have it.
Yeah,
It only takes that one show for somebody to actually have it.
Do you think that if there wasn't shows at clubs, there wouldn't be parties?
I think that
there's already illegal after parties every weekend.
No, I know that. Now I've Squinto was caught in one of them. Borges was caught in another one of those. I don't know if you knew that.
I think I knew the Borges one. That's why I just feel like if you're gonna play, like, don't play like an illegal rave.
Don't play an illegal rave. Don't promote it is what he had to do. Don't put your fucking face in the flyer or anything, bro.
They're on Eventbrite. I get Facebook invitations for them.
Jesus, bro. That was just stupid what he did, man. And that was way before, they gave the green light to the clubs for, like, okay, just have 40% capacity type shit, And he just
everything is limited capacity right now, but I don't know if everybody's like actually enforcing that.
That's my biggest fear because, like, let's just say that I definitely want to DJ and one of these guys called me. It's like, hey, you want to DJ? You want to spin for a few hours? It's like, yeah, sure. And then I see a fucking huge ass line, and I'm like, like, this is not like. I get that you guys doing the machines and all, but this is gonna be full capacity.
Whether it's a drive-in or a regular show, I don't care what anybody says. Everybody that's playing, like, at a certain point, they're just saying fuck it because the drive-ins are not safe either.
And it's that wild thought that scares me the most as well. Is the fuck it, let's go for it. I'm like, I get it. Before, okay, but during now in the COVID, I can't have the same mentality. I can't sympathize as much. Like, I get it that everybody needs to get the fuck out of the house because, like, holy crap. Personally, I could stay here for my whole time. I don't get nuts. I mean, I go
out, but it's like those opportunities were so big that I was like, God, I gotta go. I gotta do it.
I guess in your point of view, I wouldn't decline those opportunities, and I'll take it. Yes, but
I think 9 out of 10 people would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I would. I believe I would have done the same thing if I get those opportunities. To say, like, hey, you're doing a back-to-back with fucking Zomboy is like, okay.
Of course you're doing it.
Yeah, like, all right, I guess I'm doing a back-to-back with Zomboy. Let's go for it. COVID, all right. Let me just put triple mask around me and put my gloves on. I ain't touching shit. I ain't touching shit.
Bro.
Nah.
Yeah, it's tricky, bro. I really just can't wait for it to all be over so, like, we could just, like, not have to think twice about, like, living.
Bro, like, you think this is just gonna be over anytime soon? I feel like it's not gonna be over, and this is gonna be one of those times in which it's gonna be a lingering effect, in which, honestly, let's just say that COVID ends tomorrow. Let's just say that right now. Are you still gonna be wearing a mask
if COVID, like, ended, like, there was no cases?
Yeah. Are you still gonna wear a mask?
Fuck no, there's 0 cases. How am I gonna get it?
Are you gonna still wash your hands?
Yeah.
Are you still gonna hand sanitize yourself?
If my girlfriend gives it to me. Bro, I hate wearing a mask, but like I wear it because I have to.
I don't like wearing mask either, but I don't get out of my place unless I'm wearing a mask because I got people. I got people around me. You know, I got my
Yeah,
parents, I got my brother, I got my girlfriend,
yeah,
and my girlfriend she lives with her family, with her sister. Her sister has twins. So, you know, like I'm very careful. I'll tell you what, if COVID ends tomorrow, I wouldn't be against still wearing my mask. I wouldn't be against the idea. And
that's
and
probably what's gonna happen. People
it's
still wear.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because, like I said, lingering effects of, you know, because you were traumatized enough for what happened, and that you know how quickly, how fast this shit can go and spread out, that, you know, you still want to cover yourself even if shit is ended. You just don't want to risk it anymore, especially now, like how emphasized people went on cleaning your hands and hand sanitizing everything. Bro, that shit is never gonna go away with me personally.
Right.
Because now everywhere where I go, I'm always gonna wash my hands. I'm always gonna have a hand sanitizer. That shit's gonna be with me all the time, and that sucks. Because before you never thought about that type of crap. Usually
At
you
all. I
no,
didn't.
no. Now you had to carry that with you because now you know how quickly, how fast this can shit go 0 to 100 real quick. You know, and you don't want to be part of that statistic.
Hey, we're on a good downward spiral right now. At least let's hope it stays like that. It's been going down for 6 weeks in a row.
Hopefully, but let me tell you something about Florida.
It's always going like this.
Yeah, you live in Florida for your life. I've been only
Yeah.
here for 7 years. I could tell you, we wild people.
Oh yeah. Look at us.
we wild people here, and holy shit, bro! Like, if
People that are not from here don't get it.
yeah, people from here they don't get it. And I can tell you, like, I get it. I get it. Okay, I get it. We wild people. We're wild. We shouldn't be doing this, but yeah, we're wild. Speaking of the wild people, because there's this wild conundrum that has always bugged me, and I always ask this to everybody who's in the music scene about these certain question. There's these certain wild people, you know, these certain wild promoters that all of a sudden they want to become the DJ, the artist. You know where I'm going with this, huh?
Yep. Or they become the promoter because they want a DJ.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, they become the DJ, and now they want to become the artist, and, you know, they label themselves as the artist anywhere you go. What are your thoughts? People who are DJ slash are promoters, DJ slash promoters. I'm not talking about making music. That they're just
Right.
DJ and promoters, and they want to refer themselves as the artists. What are your thoughts
Right.
on that?
Well, it's like I don't think that is like sustainable. At some point, something if they're making a lot of money from promoting and throwing shows and they're playing it, then I guess it is sustainable. They could do that forever. But I feel like for the most part, the people that I know of doing that, they're not really making any money. They're just throwing shows to break even and DJ their own shows because nobody else books them. And at that point, I feel like I'm not really like calling you an artist unless you're world class DJ.
Interesting.
If you're not making music, you have to be world class DJ. If you're just promoting and playing like your own shows, but like how I told you, like there's DJs that they could never make music ever, and I'll always call them an artist, like DJ Craze.
Oh,
If he never made
legend,
music,
legend.
that guy's an artist in the decks. And so is
DJ
HM.
AM, the legend. Rest in peace to DAM.
AM, like how could you not call them an artist, right? But there's other guys that are just transitioning from one song to the next and just doing regular things that it's like.
That's, you know what? I respect that decision, and I agree to you. Because yes, if we call back with those DJs out there like Crazy AM and such, you know, like obviously those guys are like the illest people I've ever heard on the fucking turntables, and their skills are next level.
And when you pair that up with music, bro,
forget about it. Like that's mixing two worlds together. See, because I feel like Yes, you could be a DJ. Yes, you could be a producer. Yes, you could be both, and you call yourself the artist. But those are different worlds in their own unique space, you
100%.
know?
100%. I watch, like, let's say Afrojack. I love his music, and when I see him DJ, he's a really good DJ also. And like, I'm going to his set because I know I'm gonna have a great time, and he's gonna keep it interesting the whole time. Like, he's not just gonna play his songs like and do a regular transition to each one. He's gonna mix in acapellas from pop tracks, everything.
That's insane. That's an insane skill to have, you know, because I remember Afrojack sets on Ultra, man, and I don't know how he managed to do some of the stuff that he did, bro, because that
So
was
good.
just it was all on point and cue. And you can even see him spinning on some of his stuff.
Yeah, you could tell he's doing it. It's like the energy is always high, and him and his MC are good on the mic. It's an art,
Mhm.
literally. His MC is an artist, and he just MC.
Yeah. I just don't like, you know, those promoters that next day they want to become a DJ and they're like, I'm an artist, you should treat me as an artist. Like, motherfucker, you just became an artist like not so long ago, you ain't do shit.
I feel like those guys are the ones that are like the most like the ones with the worst like attitude too, like with the shittiest attitude. And it's like the most humble ones are like the most successful ones I've ever met.
Preach. Preach. And boy, do I know, I used to know a lot. And I still know someone else in the local scene that we both know who it is. I'll tell you after this, you know.
All right. I know one too, and they're just like, man, I did it all, and I'm just like, you didn't even scratch the surface, bro. Like, you got there because you were promoting. Like, nobody
Yeah.
went to that show for you.
Yeah, bro. It wasn't because by choice I wanted to see you. No, motherfucker. It's because you were promoting on someone else's show and you just happened to be
promoting
there.
the Excision concert.
Exactly. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get off
It's like the people that take like the pictures after the DJ set, and they're like, "Oh, my family," and they're like opening for Carnage or something.
Oh my god. I'm let me tell you, you know how I know that's very accurate? It's because I've worked with some reggaeton artists back home in Puerto Rico. I used to be their touring DJ for all their musics and whatnot. And at times I had to set up my DJ and there was already another DJ before me, you know? So at times I had to take a picture. It's like, oh, this is dope and whatnot. You know, a great experience.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Because obviously I can't take a picture while my artists are singing and whatnot because I'm
Right.
doing my thing. So
Right.
after the whole show, we go back to the bus and I show it to the artists and they're just like, yo, guys, look at the picture. Like, oh my God, this is like a dope picture. It's like, oh, that's very dope. Post that and then start tagging yourself and then put hashtags and then just say like, oh, what a great exploding night. I killed it today. I was like, oh, you sure? It's like,
Right,
yes, yes, marketing, yes.
Perception. It's like perception. Like, I feel like there's some things that you could choose to not say to make it perceived look a little better, but I just like can't straight out lie and like be like, hey, my family, like with the like you could post a picture with the crowd and everything, like, yeah, you open for this big artist, but like to call everybody in there your fan is like, it's just a lie.
No, that's like the biggest lie because you know very well that they didn't came there to see you. You just happen to open for the artist, you know. And that's a thing that a lot of local artists are struggling. And as far as being a local artist here, I've seen this so many times that they're struggling and like sometimes their sets are much more better than the actual main headliner.
Right.
But unfortunately, the next day, none of them are gonna remember them.
No, I mean, you gotta make like unless you made like a good impression and then they look you up and then you got the music to back it up. I feel like sometimes when I play like some important shows, I notice people that I saw in the crowd following me on Instagram, or like while I'm DJing, they'll come up to me asking me for my Instagram.
Oh, that's dope.
And like, yeah, that's been cool. So then like you just like not converted, but that person came there not for me that day and he loved what I did.
It's very rare, you know, when that happens, you know, because you're not very lucky enough to have to have that because obviously you got your name is like this and the headliner's name is like this. So obviously they're only gonna see the headliner. Everything else is just like, okay,
Right.
sure.
Right.
And that sucks because that's how the local artists struggle a lot, because they want to have a name up for themselves,
I like seeing like at least one artist before the artist that I'm coming to see, just to see. You never know, but I feel like at least 50% of the time I'm like, this is not very good.
boy, do we see that and hear that a lot, bro. Like sometimes some of these people, like, I don't know how you manage to get there.
I'm just like, how did this person get this booking?
Bro, I see that so many times when I was working with Lucho, man. I was like, how the fuck, Lucho? What the fuck, bro? How I should be there. What the hell? What?
You know who has I like ever since I started going to Trios, I love their openers, bro. Like they always, to me, their sets were always amazing. Especially like right now they got ODK and like Retro Boy. They had DNA a lot back then. Like they're always really good.
I mean, it's one of the things that I talked with Lucho was that it wasn't like the old model that they used to do. The model that they used to run when I enter was promote heavy, sell a couple tickets, do a lot of street promos, and you get your name out there. And then we'll put you on a show. We'll put you on Life in Color and whatnot. That was the old model. The new model, however, which is like, fuck, you should have done this when I came in, not now.
What is it?
Lucho asked, send me an opening set. Send me a set that when you open the artist, and send me when you're closing the night.
Yeah.
Send me those bits. And
you're trying to predict without a crowd there. Because sometimes things change. Like you see what a crowd like.
I can tell you what, bro. Over the years, I've learned how to open as like the opener, open the main headliner, and close. Like I've done all positions, and I was also a headliner. I've done everything, and I could tell you it gets very easy the more you know when you practice, because you know how hard do you want and how, without even reading the crowd, you just basically practice even at your iTunes playlist, bro.
Right.
You just put all the songs to say, let's just say I got 3 different playlists. Each playlist is as if I was opening, as if I was closing, as if I was opening the guy. And then each one of them has heavy stuff in it, but at least I can control what time more or less am I opening the heavy stuff, because that's the key to all this is since you're not a headliner, you need to make sure that you want to keep the crowd on a nice pace, but you don't want to oversert them. You just want to keep it right there, have that energy. And then when the headliner goes, then they'll go just like to the moon,
And you gotta know definitely how the guy you're opening for feels about.
Oh, that's another factor.
Because a lot of headliners, they don't care. Like they play whatever you want. But there is other people that they expect a proper warm up, and they don't want you to go too crazy.
Bro, Borgor's people, his management, wanted me and DNA and others to give them their social medias and their SoundClouds. We sent it to them, and then they sent it to an email to Lucho, says like, all right, we need all these people to play house. None of them can play bass.
So why didn't they just book house artists?
Because they want to keep the bass, that like Borgor to be like, holy shit, finally we got the bass. I'm tired listening to.
No, I get that, but I'm saying like, so why didn't instead of like choosing you guys, he could have just like gotten people that play house already?
Because Lucho was, backing us up, because we were his boys. We were like, this is my people.
So
like
stay with the same crew, right?
Yeah, like obviously, like I'm not gonna change my artists. My artists work hard for this, for Borg, or they expect to be played this, and they're like, well, you gotta do something about it. Like they can't play dubstep. They can't play the heavy trad. You know, all that blah blah
I
blah.
feel like that doesn't even make sense though, because people that came for Borgor, they're really not trying to listen to house for 3 hours.
Exactly, bro. It's like
Maybe like one set.
Bro, if you know, I've talked with so many dubstep people, and they told me the same thing. They don't really care who plays before them because they say that they're gonna kill it regardless when it's their turn. Even if they play, even the headliners, I mean the headliners, the openers play repeated songs that you know the headliner is gonna play. The headliner somehow finds a way to make it even better.
Yeah, they're playing. They don't care.
They don't care, you know. And some of these dubstep guys, they think like me. That like, all right, let the guy play all the music and heavy hitters. That just makes us a competition. That makes us feel like, oh shit, you went like this. All right, I'm gonna go like this now.
I love when a person before me plays something that I wanted to play. It's like,
yeah,
see that.
I love it. And I feel like it's like a inner competition. It's like, oh, okay, I got this. Don't worry. When it's my turn, I got something better than that.
They can't play my song, so I'm fine.
Exactly. They can't play my songs either.
That's the only thing. Don't play my song.
That's the number one rule. Don't ever play a headliner's music or the other people's music, but usually that never happens. Nobody gives a shit about the others.
Yeah.
But it's mostly the headliners. That's a no. For a festival, you kind of are allowed.
I would just look at that stage and see who's playing else like after me, and just work around that. I mean, it's easy once you have a lot of your music.
Yeah, exactly.
That or more is already my own. So
basically, to finish off that Borgor story, I was gonna be the opener. I was gonna be Borgor's opener.
What year was this?
That was the year that I quit with Lucho. I think that was like 2017, 2018. 2017, summer of 2017, I believe. I believe that's when it was. I told Lucho, you know what? Give me a earlier set then, because the fuck am I gonna be not playing dubstep when my whole music is all fucking dubstep? Like, get the fuck out of here.
And those people were gonna think that you play house.
Yeah, bro. And that's another thing. It's confusing other people as well, because you know, I killed my set because I basically like went from heavy hitter to my music, transitioned to a little bit of house, and then I went a little bit of hip hop and trap, and then I finished it up with my hit songs. And then
what they say? They didn't tell you anything?
Yeah, they could care less about it. They free thoughts about it. Nobody said anything. After me, it was just DNA, and DNA is just Jungle Terror or Carnival Moombaton stuff, you know. So they didn't have any problems. They could have done it, but you know,
I don't ever want to like tell people what to play.
I hate that.
I would just book the artist. I would just make sure if I want house, I would bring or suggest house artists that would be perfect for that spot, so that everybody could get their shine in what they do best.
I agree. Like, if you know that you're gonna go to an Incision show, you're supposed to expect, you know, a lot of people playing dubstep. You're not gonna go ahead and play some house so you could get to Incision play dubstep. Like, that doesn't make sense. It never made sense, that whole scenery about these promoters, because sometimes it's the promoter's fault as well of not doing their own research. Yeah. Right. But
I mean, like when I did my own shows these 2 times, I know what I play, and I know I could pretty much play everything, but there's just certain people that wouldn't make sense at all for a show that I did. Like, if I booked a dubstep artist, it wouldn't make sense because everybody else is pretty much like playing house music. So you have one dubstep guy in there, it's like wouldn't make sense.
No, of course, man. Again, and sometimes these promoters, they don't do their research, you know. I remember one time they were gonna book me for a Black Gummy show. And I looked at the guy, I was like, are you out of your goddamn fucking mind? Are you serious? Like, you want me to have no shot in the industry? That's what it is, bro. Fucking Black Gummy, are you serious? Oh, another one. Dubs. Another one. They want to book me for Dubs show. And I told Lucho, I was like, Lucho, I mean, I'm honored, but dude, I'm a dubstep guy. Like
Right.
I
I
can't.
feel like that would kind of match though. They played dubstep toward the end of like, I mean, not the end of their career. They still have a career, but didn't they play dubstep?
As
They had
far
like a song called 24K or something like that. That was
they try to book me for dubs. I was like, bro, I'm a fucking dubstep guy. I'm not gonna play for that. Like, I'm no offense. Like, give
Yeah.
me a bass show and I'll do it.
Mhm.
And he booked Big and Slim and Bonnie and Clyde for that show. And I was like, look, I get it. They're your people, but I love Big and Slim. Shout out to you guys. All right, I'm gonna interview them
haven't seen them in a
soon.
while.
Yeah, I'm gonna interview them soon. So get ready for that episode. But still, it's like it didn't make no sense. Like Big and Slim were trap dubstep guys, and Bonnie and Clyde. I don't know what the fuck they are, to be honest.
I haven't heard their music in a long time. But from what I remember, it was like trap most of the time.
Right, trap, I guess. It's still it didn't make sense to have it on a dub show, which is basically big room.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. I guess at that time when they dropped the 24K that, to make it happen, but it was just all big room.
Right.
So I remember one that I did. Hoochie.
That's straight trap, right?
That's like low key trap, like the kind of trap that you just want to chill and shit.
Yeah.
I did that show. That made no sense to me. Absolutely no sense for me to do a hoochie show, not because it was a bass show, but because the energy for a hoochie is not the same energy as mine.
Right.
Like I go super hard and they go super mellow.
Very.
This just
I don't even know who would open for that though.
Some other people, I guess. Like I don't even know. I was the closer.
At least you got to close.
I close. I make sure I close. Like those people were, bro. I kid you not. When Hoochie came and performed, there weren't that many people in the second floor of space. That shit was kind of dead.
You mean right? Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was kind of dead, bro. And people were, I don't know. Well, I mean, everybody was just a little circle next to the stage because I don't know, bro. Like it was just so random and weird and dead all around. And then they hit me out to say like, hey, they wanna leave earlier. Can you close earlier? I was like, yeah, sure. They weren't feeling me. Nah, well, what the fuck, brother? You had like fucking 30 people in front of you. You don't have a fucking crowd.
Yeah.
So when
space, that's like a random place to do that
at. Yeah. I mean, how many random shows have we been in space?
Yeah.